The gateway to Virginia's northern neck, King George County sits in the rich soil between the Rappahannock and Potomac rivers. While it is the birthplace of President James Madison and home to Naval Support Facility Dahlgren, agriculture here is also rooted in history and focused on innovation. Flowers flourish, cattle thrive, and chickens provide meat and eggs for residents. Brothers Lewis and Stuart Ashton own and operate Waterloo Farm, which overlooks the Potomac River.
As the steward of the land, it's important to me that the soil doesn't get away from me because, that's my lifeblood, the soil that's on the farm.
The land has been in their family for over 300 years, and they have raised beef cattle here since 1990. Both brothers want to ensure their family's legacy continues to the next generation.
The conservation easement was principally for us as a family to a couple things. One, I mentioned earlier it's been in the family since 1653, so it was a way to be good stewardships of that history and keep it undeveloped. But the other part of that was it helped us keep the farm during the inheritance process because the inheritance taxes gotten so high. It's a way to help farmers keep family farms like that.
Virginia Cooperative Extension Agent Megan Williams works closely with farmers here and says that although development pressure from housing, solar facilities, and data centers is mounting, some changes in King George County's makeup provide new opportunities.
It definitely is an opportunity for agritourism. It's kind of a buzzword these days, where people from the northern cities will come down and experience King George for a day, or if they move down here, they are at least given the opportunity to be exposed to that agricultural history.
Powhatan Posies is one agritourism business that is reconnecting residents to the land. Lynette Morissette and her husband Mike love seeing customers come to their 3-acre flower farm.
We actually started out as a U-Pick because I wanted to see what the community wanted and mostly what they enjoyed and what brought the families out.
Although only the earliest blooms have arrived, she says the key to a good season is her partnership with pollinators.
We have very happy pollinators. We have tons of butterflies, tons of bumblebees, tons of bees. I'm just now starting to cut down my stalks because we know the pollinators have laid their eggs in the stalks, and we do not want to disturb them before spring.
According to the latest Census of Agriculture, there are 169 farms in King George County, covering 34,854 acres. The market value of all agricultural products is $15 million. Crops earn the most, with $14.3 million. Livestock account for $674,000. Of that, cattle deliver $566,000. Cattle farmer Janet Gale Harris says hosting a conservation field day with county school children helped her connect suburban families with agriculture.
They come in their little ballet slippers and it's March, it's April, it's still cold and wet. They see a cow manure pile and they're like, oh my gosh, what's that? But by the end of the day, they're picking up the dry ones and throwing them at each other, it's fine with me because they get to experience that.
Down the road at Gardening Gaze Farm, Kevin Graham and Dragon Krubalia say COVID was the catalyst that turned their backyard passion project into a full-time farm.
When COVID happened, living so close to Washington, D.C. like we did and going into the stores and seeing bare shelves was quite a shock to the system. And we lived in Maryland and we had a pretty substantial garden in the back of our townhome. We had fenced in and we had enough produce that we could share with our friends and our neighbors on a regular basis.
I was at the restaurant and it was just with COVID, losing a couple of friends with the COVID, I was like, life is short. Like, you have to do what do we really love to do. And then owning that townhouse in Southern Maryland and doing that gardening in the backyard, we were different people spring and summertime when we were outside in the garden. It was just made us completely realize that maybe we should do this full time.
Graham and Krubalia purchased their 27-acre farm in 2021 and now raise laying hens, meat chickens, and produce, and have an on-farm store and garden center that features their farm products and other locally sourced goods.
We started with 35 chickens selling eggs out of the garage. We still have those original customers that come in. Sometimes we need to even see through their eyes how far we can, because sometimes you lose the perspective. that only 4 years ago we were dealing eggs out of the garage.
Whether writing the next chapter of farmland stewardship or connecting residents to agriculture through field days, flowers, and fresh eggs, the farmers of King George County are proud to care for their community. For Real Virginia, I'm Elijah Griles.